Say it, though.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Marsha McLean. I am the host for the 2.0 Grandma podcast. And I have the pleasure this afternoon of interviewing and talking with and sharing Miss Deborah DJ Thomas, interior designs extraordinaire. I cannot wait for you guys to hear all about her. It is such a joy to meet her and to share with you what she's doing in her life right now. She is definitely living her best life, honey. Okay. So we want to hear all about it. We're going to talk about a little bit about her grandchild. We're going to talk a little bit about who she is, about her work that she's doing. And I want you to know how she has transformed her life to live her best life. So I am so excited because I believe that this is inspirational for some grandmas out there. So just a little bit about the 2.0 Grandma. We are a show that focuses on, we are for grandmas, about grandmas, and by a grandma. So it is my pleasure. Hello, Miss DJ. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Well, you look gorgeous, Grandma. No, not Grandma. What
Thank
is it? What is it you say your grandchild calls you?
my granddaughters call me Nanny.
Nanny, right? So not Grandma, but
No,
Nanny.
no. Hey, I don't look like nobody's grandma.
So that's the thing with Grandmas 2.0. We don't look like grandmas. Okay, we are no, the devil is a lie, right? So okay, so tell us who is DJ. Tell us all about DJ.
Well, DJ, we'll start with the Nana part, and
Okay,
and
okay.
I jokingly say, I don't look like anybody's grandma, because I don't feel like a grandma the way most people look at and think about grandmothers. I mean, it's a totally different look, a totally different generation of women, and how we perceive ourselves and how we carry ourselves. Um, and I've always just liked nanny, versus grandma. My mother is my granddaughter's grandma. They call her grandma.
Okay.
So I'm nanny. And I have
Okay.
5 granddaughters. My oldest is Taylor. She's 20. Riley is 13. Sophia is 10. Aubrey is 8. And Harper is 3.
Wow. I didn't know you had 5
Yeah, 5 girls,
granddaughters.
daughters.
How
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh my
And they
God.
are, and I'm not saying it because they're my granddaughters, because
Of
everybody,
course you're not.
but they're absolutely gorgeous young ladies. They really, really
Mm,
are, and they're smart and kind and thoughtful. They're great they're great girls. I'm really proud of them.
excellent. Wow. 5 granddaughters. That is special.
It is. It is.
Yes, it
I,
is. Yes,
I
it is.
wanted a grandson because
Uh-huh.
it's like, okay, I only have one son. 2 of my grandkids are my daughters and her husband, and
Uh-huh.
then the other 3 are my son and his wife,
Okay.
and
Okay.
they're in Texas.
Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. So how did you feel when you first became a grandma?
Um, I wasn't pleased. I'll be honest.
Mhm. It's not always grand, right?
I tell that story of how I wasn't excited and the whole 9 yards, and I made this comment. I had a really good friend in South Carolina. Her name is Peggy Fishel, and I said, Peggy, my door is not going to be a revolving door. I'm not going to be babysitting. I'm not doing any of that stuff. And she just started laughing, and she
Like
had
I'm laughing at you,
like
right?
really, and she had the biggest smile on her face, this big grin. And I'm like, why are you laughing? And then she gets up, she gets the salt shaker, and she brings it to me. And I'm like, what is this for? She said, for the words that you are going to eat. And truly, I did eat those words.
Of
And I
course
will
you
eat
did.
them several times over, because I tell you, and Taylor is my oldest granddaughter, and we have a really special bond. She actually says she's not my granddaughter, she's my middle child.
Oh
So,
yeah. That's cute.
so I guess I should be in the Guinness World Book of Records.
That's cute. I love that her middle child. Yes. Wow. Okay. Well, now 5 grand. That is still very special. I don't think I know anyone with 5 granddaughters. Yeah,
Yes,
all girls.
all
Wow.
girls. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. But now tell us about your. You say you weren't pleased and all that, but you came into your role. You kind of
I
that's not surprising,
I
right?
did, and I'll tell you straight on. I mean, I was there and supportive during the whole time,
Hmm.
but it was right right when Taylor was born, and the doctor that delivered her, I actually worked for,
Hmm.
and when Taylor came, he held her up towards me and then to her mom. And I was like, oh my God. But the day that she stole my heart and have yet to give it back, Jessica had gone home and I went over to help. And I was bathing Taylor. And I know they say babies can't see anything, but I beg to differ because she looked at me and she just smiled. And oh my God, it just melted my heart. And I'm like, oh
Babies
my
are
God,
notorious for doing that,
I
aren't they?
love you.
Yes, yes. Babies are notorious for making you fall in love with them.
They are. And
Yes. Oh my
we've
God.
been like this ever
Ever since,
since.
right? I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Yes. When I had my first, I was the same one. Now he's gonna call me Grand D because I am not anybody's grandma. Yes, saying I went through the same thing. That's why I was laughing at you because I went through the same thing. Yes. And 7 grandkids later.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So yeah, I get it. And every one of them I love to pieces. So yes, yes, I get it. So now, tell me about you. Now we want to hear about you because as a grandma, as a nana, as a nanny, we want to hear about you now.
Well, I guess for me, moving here to Virginia has been it's been good. Made some changes. When I moved here, I was an insurance agent, a career agent, as a matter of fact. And about 5 years ago, I decided to go back to school and got my degree in interior design. And in the middle of the pandemic, opened up I prefer probably more so instead of saying interior design, I do more interior remodeling because I
Mm,
focus on kitchen and bathrooms. And currently, we are doing actually an addition with my contractor um, for a client that I did 2 other projects for. So, me, I am taking this time to really get to do the things that I want to do. Like
mhm,
when I turned 60, I went skydiving,
mm.
and literally jumped into my 60th birthday. So,
I love that.
and the year before, my daughter and I went to Turks and Caicos, and then, and we had a wonderful time doing that and just living life. And, I slid down a mountain in Puerto Rico into a 40
Mm,
foot lagoon. So you would
mm.
say maybe I'm a little high res.
Do they call that risk tolerance in your field in insurance? Is it
Yeah,
like
but you know what? But I minimize the risk. I do
yeah.
check everything out to make sure this is safe. Now you're
Right.
right. But I like that exhilaration. I want to be able, when I'm older, to sit back, go back over my life, and girl, have a really good time.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know.
And just the memories of doing
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I mean, even when I talk about sky coasting, which I did that several years ago, I mean, that's like kind of like bungee jumping. And every
Mm,
time I talk about it, and I can see myself pulling the drop cord,
mm,
dropping, swinging out like a pendulum. And
mm.
I get excited all over again, when I watch the video, of the skydive, and it's like I can relive it and I feel it. And
Right.
it's like, and when I tell people, oh my God, at one point it was like I was weightless and, you know, every
Uh,
hair I had, I left up up in the sky. It was just
uh-huh.
amazing, and you can't talk about those things if you don't do them.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's
You know,
right. Yeah. And your friends, were they surprised that you're doing this?
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're root for you, but we ain't
We're
doing
not doing
it.
it with you. Right? Now, would you say you're living your best life?
I am. I
Good, good, good,
really,
good.
really am, because I am now truly focusing on me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that, I'm not still supportive of my family, because I am. I mean, I always will be. But my priority is really on me. It's on growing this second career,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, and possibly a third.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that because of something that I'm working on currently, a motivational intimate apparel line for women.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm all about, helping other people. And we all struggle with the same things, Marsha. As a woman, you wonder, am I good enough for this? Do I look good in that? Am I too heavy? Am I too thin? Am I too? And we have all these things, and the apparel line, which is called My Covenant,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about affirmations that are hidden within the garments.
Ah.
And when you wear it, it's actually a bra and panty set, and then there's Swarovski crystals on the outside.
Ooh,
And so
crystals. All right
yes,
now.
and when you touch it, reminds you of the affirmation that you carry within, but it also
Uh-huh.
reminds you of the rare gem that you are as a female.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Wow. And when would that be coming out? So not only an interior design, but a fashion
Fashion
designer as
design.
well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're
Yes.
looking to relaunch My Covenant, I would say midsummer
Okay. This year 23.
23.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. Okay, excellent. I cannot wait to see that. We'll have to have you back on the show so we can, yeah, so we can hear and see what they look like. You already got your models in mind?
Um, well, not yet, not
Okay.
yet, not
Well,
yet.
I know a
Because
couple who
here's
might
the
be
thing, but
interested. Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah,
remember
definitely.
the main thing of it is that the affirmations, you can't see the affirmations. Only the person that's wearing the garments can see it.
Right. But you
Right?
can, but when
But
they see it, they can pull it, show it, whatever, right?
yeah, if they want to show everything, yeah,
Yeah. 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 I mean, there's some people that will. Yeah. They're called models. They show. Yeah.
yeah,
They're not afraid to show their
they're
bodies.
not
When some
afraid.
people are like, I'm not doing that. Yeah, but they're not afraid. So how does one go from an insurance career professional to a creative?
Well, the short story is researching for My Covenant. Um, I was looking at taking some classes at the Art Institute. And while I was there, was speaking to one of the professors, and she said, oh, well, they've got some other classes at another institution. Looked into that, and lo and behold, they did. It had nothing to do with fashion design. It ended up being interior design. And once I took my first couple of classes, I was like, oh my God, I found my tribe. And I say
Mm,
that because I have always had a love for design, whether
mm-hmm,
it was fashion, but even more so interior design. Even as a little girl, I would, change things around and make things, whether it was curtains or clothing for myself or my sisters, or design little outfits for my sisters' dolls. I've
mm,
always had that interest.
mm-hmm,
Unfortunately, I wasn't in a position where I had the support of, back then it was Dr. Lawyer, Indian Chief,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
creative things. People didn't really think about that much. It was like, hey, this is how you're gonna make money.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm,
and so, I wasn't encouraged to pursue that line, though it was something that I was good at. But
mm-hmm.
but that's the way things are. If something's in you, it's going to
It's
come back
going
out.
to come out.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yes.
going to come out. And
Yes.
I mean, you may take the long way around, but it's going to come out. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm
Mm-hmm.
just grateful that I followed my path. I followed the thing that was in me that said, hey, this is what you want to do, so do it. You don't have to get anyone's approval. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You're willing to make the sacrifice, And I did. And then it was, don't get me wrong, because the 2 years I was going to school, I was helping my daughter. She had decided to join the Air Force Reserve. And so I had the grand girls at the time. I was working part-time. I was going to school full-time. And I was driving an hour to get there 3 to 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there and back. So it was, it was a sacrifice, but it was well worth it. I mean,
Mm.
because when I remodel a kitchen or I do someone's bathroom, and like right now, I would say probably the largest project that I've done thus far is I'm doing and working with my contractor, doing an addition for a client. And, I get to look at nothing that I've turned into something that
Mm.
didn't exist before, and it's almost like having a child, it's
Right.
like this wonderful new thing that you
Uh-huh.
created. And
Uh-huh.
it came from here first, which is how our lives are. Whatever we think about, we bring about, you know.
Yes.
So whether it's something that's positive or it's something that's
That's
negative,
negative.
if
Yep.
you think it, it's going to happen because we are creators.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm just taking this time in my life to really create the best things that I can create for myself and as well for my family. My daughter, she has started doing projects around her house and whatnot. And I'm like, she's like, where? I said, girl, like mother, like daughter.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Well,
yeah.
that sounds really wonderful. I'm very excited for you because I can tell by the way you're talking about it and the way you're expressing that it brings you a lot of joy. And that's what I want for other women like you and I, women who are grandmothers, women who are 50 plus, joy, helping them to figure out how to find that joy in their life. So when we come back, we're going to take a little quick break. When we come back, I want you to think about what you can tell other women who may be on the edge, who may be a little bit afraid, intimidated to do that. Kind of give them
Okay.
some advice, some tips or something. Okay, we're gonna take a little
Okay.
break now.
Sounds good.
Okay, so we are back. What tips would you give someone who really wants to do something that's totally different than maybe what they're doing now? And I love your the name of your company, A New View for You. So how would you tell women create a new view for yourself? You know, I love that. I love that tagline.
Um, So a new view for you is actually the name of a bit of the interior design remodeling
Mhm.
business, but our
Mhm.
tagline is imagine the possibilities.
Oh, so that's even stronger. Yes. A new view for you. Imagine the possibilities in a new view. Yes. I love it.
And again, it all ties back into
Mhm.
how you
Mhm.
think about yourself,
Mhm.
what you think you deserve to have, um, whether or not you think you can do something. And my suggestion to anyone, whether our age or anyone else, is you have to change your mindset. Your mindset will dictate how your day goes. It dictates how your life goes. So you have to focus on the things that are positive, thus the intimate apparel collection, which will
Mhm.
help with that. So my thing is, find something that gives you joy. That would be the first thing, because there were
Mm.
many times, Marcia, when I thought about going back to school, but I was like, well, I don't want to do this, and that doesn't really. I found the thing that brought me joy.
Mhm.
I found the thing that I would do even if nobody paid me to do it,
Mm.
because I did it and nobody paid me to do it for a while because I just enjoyed it.
Mhm.
And that could be baking cakes for someone else, could be baking cakes, that could be, and I'm so sorry, um, phone never rings this much. That could be baking cakes, anything, but find a thing that brings you joy and be willing to put in a little bit of effort,
Mm.
and the energy that you put into it, you'll get back. And that's the thing that I would say. The amount of energy that you put into something is the results that you'll get back from it. So, and just don't be afraid to, people say fail, but I don't think it's a failure. I think it's a learning experience.
Mm.
You know, my very first project that I did was a huge project. And I could have not done it and said, well, I don't have the experience, and, I don't have this and I don't have that. No, I told the people I had a contractor before I had a contractor.
Right. Speak it into existence,
I just
right?
spoke it into existence,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
because I knew what was here and I knew what I could do for them. And that's the thing about the universe. You just have to take the first step and believe that the rest will come, because the
Mhm.
rest is not for me to figure out. I just have to take that first step. And then I let the universal infinite intelligence, hey,
Yes.
plan the rest of it out for me, because it can just do a much better job and open up doors that I don't even know need to be
Mhm.
open sometimes. So, my words of encouragement to anyone, and especially someone that may be our age or a little bit younger, just do it. Don't be afraid. Jump.
Jump. Ooh.
Jump. Yeah.
Okay, Steve Harvey. Jump. Yes. Right.
Hey,
And
look,
you
you
know,
have to get out of an airplane, but jump.
right. Right. Yeah, maybe not out of it if you don't want to do that, but jump into your joy, jump into
Jump.
whatever it is you want to do. Yes, yes, yes. And there are women out there that will do it. I mean, I'm learning there are some phenomenal women that are doing some phenomenal things, all because they decided to take that leap. So it's a decision. Like you say, it's a mindset. You have to adopt a positive mindset, and you have to go for it. Because
Right.
if you don't, you won't accomplish it. But if you do, you probably will. Most
And
likely you will.
here's the other thing. Do you want to be the person that said, "Oh, I thought about that. Oh, I
Mm,
could have done that. Oh,
mm,
it's always," and then you sit there and go, "Oh man, you know,
mm-hmm,
no.
mm-hmm,
Mm-mm.
mm-hmm,
See that? I
mm-hmm,
did that.
mm-hmm,
See that? Yep. I
mm-hmm,
created that.
mm-hmm,
Hmm.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
See, yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all me right
That's
there.
me.
Yeah,
That's me right there.
yes, 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 yes. And see that's the right mindset. That's the right mindset instead of having been that woulda, coulda, shoulda, having that mindset. Or man, I wished I would have done that 10 years ago. Or that was my idea 10 years ago. Well, you didn't do anything about it. Somebody did.
And I hear people say that a lot, and
Mm-hmm.
just in conversation. I go,
Mm-hmm.
I had that idea. And I once read in a book, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was like ideas, they float in the atmosphere.
Mm.
You're not the only one who gets the idea.
Hello. Right.
And here's the thing, opportunity favors um, the person who's prepared. So
Mm.
chance favors a prepared mind. That's the
Mm.
saying. Chance favors
Mm-hmm.
a prepared mind. So when that opportunity comes, if you don't take it, guess what? Somebody else
Somebody else
will.
will. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even if you're not completely ready for it, do the parts that you are ready and then learn the rest of it. And
Mm.
that's what I've done. There's so many things that in my profession, do I know how to put an eye joist in? No, but I know about the eye joist. But I hire people to put the
Right,
joist.
right. You know somebody that knows how to do it. Yes. And you know what they say, surround yourself with people that know how to have the skills that you don't have,
That's
especially if it's something that you're working on.
that's
Yes. And
that's
that's called a team. Yes,
that's a thing. That's
exactly.
exactly
And you
right.
know what they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Yes,
It
honey.
does. It makes
Yes.
their job a lot
Mm,
easier.
mm.
It's
So
easier for somebody else to paint than for me to get up there and do it.
yes, yes, yes. And so tell me, what's next for DJ and a new view for you? What's next?
Well, um, my contractor's license.
Mm, okay,
Yeah. So
okay.
I am currently studying towards that to get that up under my belt. And
Oh.
And then we'll see. So, you know, my goal really is to incorporate um, the fashion as well as the interior design.
Uh-huh.
And because, you know, just like you said, a new view, you can imagine something new in your home, but you can also imagine something new for yourself.
Yes.
And I want to be able to be a part of that total home, because the home is not just what you live in, but it's actually what you live in. This is your
Mm-hmm.
real home.
Yes. Yes.
My goal is being
That's the one you're gonna take with you, right?
right. So
Yes.
I want to be able to help you with both of those homes, whether it's this home or the one that you come in and lay your head down in.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So now, how do people get in touch with you? So if anybody's looking for a remodel or redo or, a new view of their home, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, my phone number is 757-598-3008. And we are on the web at www.anewview4u. And for is spelled FOR and YYOU. So a newviewforyou.com. And we're on Instagram, DJ Thomas Designs on Instagram. And we're on Facebook. So we're out there. I'm doing my best to keep up with the whole social media thing.
Yeah, that's really a job within itself these days,
It is. It
because
really is.
people go there to find all sorts of things. It's amazing. I can't remember who it was, but one of my students was asking me, she said, I don't know how to do Facebook and Instagram. And so you asked us to make that a part of our assignment. I said, yeah, but here's the thing, remember how people used to advertise in the newspaper, on the radio, and then mouth to mouth? They're now turning to social media for their advertising. I
Mm-hmm.
said, so just think about advertising, what you might want to say, and then you don't have to actually put it on Facebook. I'm asking you to plan how you would do it, that sort of thing. And so this is a student who hasn't been to school for a while. And so, of course, she was having all kinds of issues. But I said, yeah, it's easy to do. If I can figure it out, girl, you can figure it out.
And you
Okay.
know what? And I think for me with the whole social media is because nothing seems really real anymore. Everybody's all
Mm,
made up and this and
mm-hmm,
that.
mm-hmm,
And you feel
mm-hmm,
like, oh, well, you know, I got to get all made up and I got to do
mm-hmm,
this and I got to do that before I make a post.
mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm just at that point where I'm like, hey, this is what I do. I'm
Right,
not always with makeup on, okay? Y'all got to understand
right,
that. And
right.
just bring my own personality to the table.
Mm-hmm,
And I think,
mm-hmm.
you know, it can become intimidating when you
Yes.
look at the different reels and stuff. But,
Mm-hmm,
you know, I'm like, hey, I'm just going to be real, the real DJ. So, yeah.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I get that, because I was that way about it in the beginning myself. It was like, oh, what does that mean? You got to do this? How do you do, and I still am not, if I were to give myself a rating from 1 to 10 as far as being able to navigate that, I'd probably say I'm still at about a 6.
Hmm.
And but I hired somebody to do that for me. Okay, so I didn't really about like, okay, let me let somebody handle this. And it's worked out. But yeah, but it is the way of how people reach out, just one of the ways how people reach out.
Yeah.
And it is a fantastic way. So it's just another thing to put in your toolkit, ways to get people to know about you. But I am so thankful for you and thankful that you were able to come on the show. I really appreciate you sharing your information and what you're doing out here with other grandmas, because again, I'm sure you will inspire somebody to really take that leap, take that jump, and do what it is that will bring them joy. And that's really all we can ask for in life, is to live a joyful life. Is there
Yes.
anything
And
else you want to add?
I do this one more thing.
Sure. Hmm.
And this was something that someone shared with me years ago. They said, DJ, in the next 2 years, if you're still alive, the time's going to go by. So you might as well be doing something with it.
Hello. Yep.
And that is what I would want to share, because someone may say, well, if I go back to school, it's going to take me 2 years. Well, if you're alive in 2 years, you will sit there and say, oh man, I could have been finished by now. So just take each day as it comes and let it mean something.
Mm,
Don't let how much time you think is going to take keep you from doing something,
mm,
because the time's going to go by. You might as well be doing something with it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Beautifully said. I thank you so much for being on to here. I really do. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So take care of yourself.
You as well. It was
All
great.
right.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye bye.